I want to thank some people in my life who have brought me to this point in my Bible study and Christian journey. My mom and dad, of course. I want to thank them. They've passed on. They're in glory. I look forward to the day when I'll join them. Cleo Howard. I do not know where Cleo is. Cleo Howard was a Sunday school teacher who happened to be teaching the lesson the day that I understood while she was teaching that there was something I needed to do to become a Christian. Not that what I did saved me. It's just that I needed to accept God's love for me. Now there's T. Lamar Mathis. T. Lamar Mathis, preacher in the church I grew up in, Faith Memorial Baptist Church, Denver Harbor, Houston, Texas. I have to thank all the training union leaders, all the training union people, all the Sunday school people, all the directors, the people who counted people in that Sunday school, in the Sunday schools, in the training union. Now, most of us don't get training union anymore, and that's why Bible study is so important for us, that we look at the Bible ourselves and see what it is that God has for us and how to help our lives run better with the help of the Scriptures. Now, along the way there, I thank those training union leaders, and there was another thing we did in the summer, and I've forgotten the name of it, but during the summer we'd go for a week or so, and we'd do something very similar to training union. We'd have a little book, it'd have a little story in it. The story was always something very similar, but on an age difference. It was almost always about a child your age who got into a mess of trouble. Now, the place I grew up had people who got into a mess of trouble, and luckily I was one of them that didn't get caught getting into a mess of trouble, and I thank God for that. And here I am. So anyway, there was that thing in summer. We'd study this little book, and I remember one of those little books. There was a guy who he loved to go and sit on a stool and eat a hamburger and drink a Coke at a local diner. It's one of his favorite things. He didn't have enough money to do it. He went out and stole cigarettes from a place to do it. Ended up in a mess of trouble. And the story was about how God worked on his heart and brought him around. You know, you have to pay for things that you do wrong, and I'm sure that, even though I don't completely remember, I'm sure he paid for those wrongs, but I'm also sure that somebody else helped him out. Somebody came along, and just as God comes along and takes away our sins, sometimes people come along and help us out with things that we can't quite get over. And some of us are more in need of that than others. I remember sitting at a table one time, and I was talking to a lady, and it looks like I'm just going to ramble on and on today, and I might. A radio station in Houston had a mailer once a month they sent out, and people would volunteer. I volunteered one day and went down there, and we put all the little pieces of paper in the envelopes to send out to all the people who wanted to know the schedule for the next month and the news for that radio station, and Christian radio station. And so I was sitting across from a lady, and she said, she was talking about things, and I was talking about things. She was talking about how somebody was getting help to go to a conference of some kind. And I said, well, you know, that's all well and good, but I was feeling at that time like I was really, really sick at that time. And so going and doing this was, it was major work for me just to do the envelope stuffing. But the thing was that I was feeling like it was time for me to get healthy again and go work and pull my own weight, sort of thing. And I said to her, that's really nice that there are people who are helping her do that. But that should only be done for a while. And after a while, one should pull their own weight. And she looked at me and she said, a while is longer for some than it is for others. And at that point I realized that the person she was talking about, a while was a long time for them. A while was that their abilities would never match the abilities of some other people in certain areas, in the area of making money, perhaps. The person was working hard, but it just wasn't in the cards that person was dealt to be a person that society has decided to pay a lot of money to for the hard work she does. So anyway, I got off onto a real tangent there. So anyway, thank you.